Schlockmeister fans, an old cable classic here. Island of a Thousand Delights. Let's watch. We're on the island of Mauritius, and these are some women taken into white slavery.
The other half on delivery. Thanks, Howie. I don't suppose your wife's going to be here tonight?
Screw you too. Whiskey soda.
That's Michael.
Mr. Michael.
How about a game, Michael? When are you going to pay me the $5,000 you lost?
Don't worry, you'll get
Former tennis player, down on his luck.
Growing.
Olivia Pascal plays Peggy.
What are you doing in my car?
Waiting for you.
Who are you?
I'm Peggy.
So why the wisecracks?
I was just curious about this Mrs. Mal.
Mae Fiedler plays Julia. Julia is married to Michael, and Michael is now servicing her under the table.
I'm concerned, thank you.
Peggy works for Michael's aunt, Henrietta. I don't know exactly what she's searching for, but she is in Mr. Howard's casino. Howard was the one who was giving the money to the white slave trader earlier, and the one who wanted to have a game with Michael. Her search is about to be interrupted by Ming.
What are you doing here?
Stay where you are. One moving or dead. Come on in. Back to the wall.
Michael's girlfriend, Sylvia, she wants to get rid of Henrietta, Michael's aunt, for her money.
Without Julie. And your stingy aunt. How rich is your aunt, really?
More than you could ever imagine.
She wants to kill Henrietta.
For us. For you and me.
It means the casino is closed. Anyway, you are here.
There's his aunt and Henrietta.
Though for a while I wasn't sure I would survive.
And she's with
I
Julia,
hell on that boat.
Michael's
From
husband.
Here I go by plane.
Michael's wife, I mean.
The boat is, see?
No, let's stop that, Gab. Go kiss your wife, Michael.
Micah, it's so good to see you again.
You know.
This is Francie, and she likes to dance. I think I saw this on TikTok.
Well, well. Michael has made love to his own wife. Will one does never see.
Both Michael's girlfriend and wife want him to kill Henrietta.
There's a will, there's a way.
Well, I don't want to be hanged.
Suppose you weren't caught.
What do you mean?
You'd be doing her a favor.
What sort of favor?
Cure her asthma, let's say. Then you'd be free. You and I. Don't you want that? Mm-hmm.
Peggy working for Henrietta, spying on people.
He makes love to Sylvia.
She's a little whore.
He's also making it with Mrs. Mao.
Incredible. Poor old bags on her last legs. Why must he stoop to that?
Well, with the few bucks he earns as an instructor, he hasn't much choice.
Henrietta bails him out, though.
Oh, Howard, Michael.
But if you really want to know, $12,000.
I'm warning you. This is the last time.
I won't take this, you and Michael. I warn you, Sylvia. Michael and you are good friends of mine, both of you. Every guy you meet becomes your friend for a night. Oh, Julia, this is stupid. You stay away from Michael. He's gone bananas.
Yet instead of going off with his wife, he goes off with Sylvia. Michael's playing high-stakes poker with Howard, putting up his car.
Howard, will you lend me $5,000?
I'll pay you for everything I have.
Really? For everything you have?
I mean it. My hotel, my whole fortune. Against your wife.
As usual, Michael loses. He loses your wife in a poker game, she's got to go off with the winner, right? That's the rules. A potion to give
Here.
Henrietta.
What is it?
A special mixture. Our ladyship's going to have no trouble sleeping.
They're planting this thing in Henrietta's room. There's the old lady taking it. I think she's just been poisoned. Julia is enjoying her new life with Howard.
You would?
I usually leave such matters for Ming to handle.
But she's still talking about killing Henrietta.
You come closer, I warn you, I'm going to jump.
She's going to have Pang kill Henrietta. She's teased him with her body.
In the pocket of my dress, you'll find all you need.
She'll have sex with him if he kills her.
I wish with whom I
You
wish.
think I'll let that Pang bang you while I do nothing?
Be sensible. We'll let him do the work for you since you aren't up to it yourself.
Okay,
You'll be in the clear.
and you'll be in his arms.
Who cares? Then don't let him collect.
Is it? What do you want, Pang?
It's time for your injection, milady.
All right, if you must.
So we're led to believe here that Pang is injecting her with whatever evil he was going to use to kill her. And lo and behold, she's apparently now dead.
Coming with me
Where to?
to the house.
Don't put yourself out for me. Tomorrow I start divorce proceedings. You managed to lose again, Doc. You won't see one penny of your auntie's money, but you can borrow enough from Howard for your poker sessions.
Pang comes to collect his debt.
I've kept my word. Now you must keep yours, miss.
But Pang, you misunderstood. You mustn't rush things.
No, miss.
You want a drink? We're in no hurry, Pang.
No drink. You pay me now.
Sure.
He wants
It's
sex.
not so
She takes some convincing, but he gets it. Turns out Julie and Sylvia are
We pulled it off, my darling.
a couple.
And now we can be together forever.
Them cavorting on the beach together.
Dirty work. That's why I'm here, Michael.
Shh, Julia's inside.
I know. That's why you've got to act fast. Go aboard the boat. There's a time bomb there. Set it for 12 o'clock. You have to do it for me. Do it, Michael. Prove your love. Do it for us both, Michael.
Peggy stops him.
I want to make you a deal.
What is that supposed to mean? What kind of a deal?
I want to help you. If I were you, I wouldn't start the engine. You might regret it. Do you believe me? The bomb wasn't for Julia. It was for you.
Peggy tosses the bomb away.
Your divorce.
How'd you find out?
It was only today that I realized that Sylvia was in love with Julia, not with you.
Remember Francie from earlier? The dancer?
Please, Mr. Howard. Pity.
You'd rather Ming have his way with you?
She's been kidnapped by the white slavers.
Bring her back.
Then Michael shows up with this other guy named Ching. Ching is in love with Francie. And they clean house on the boat. This is Ching going after Ming, if you can believe that. Francie and Ching are reunited. She's been rescued. Guess who?
I'm still among the living, girls. So stop staring at me. That Pang bit was naive. Pang is a faithful and loyal servant. He has only one weakness, an over-fondness for females. The coffin was empty. The death certificate a trick. It truly was, I think you must admit.
So she kicks them out.
I'm proud of you. You're a man at last.
Michael and Peggy are now a couple.
Come, my son.
Turns out she's her son, not nephew. Came a Julia and Sylvia.
What are we we going to do now, Sylvia?
We're young and we're in love. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Peggy and Michael. All right, let's talk about Island of a Thousand Delights. This is a little thing that showed up on cable, like way back when I first had cable, like in the spring of 1982. This was on a bunch of those channels, late night stuff. It was probably cut a little bit as opposed to what we have here, but since then it's been released on videotape. I have a couple videotapes of it actually under the title Savage Inmates, which I don't think that was private screenings, but they put that out. It's also available on a DVD which I have called Sex Fever on an Island of a Thousand Delights, I think is what the full title is. This copy here is actually a copy of the Japanese Laserdisc version of this. Yes, they made a Laserdisc version of Savage or of Island of a Thousand Delights with some homemade box art here too. So, anyway, the movie itself is just one of those German sex films that came out in the late 70s. It's dubbed in English, obviously. And we have a story about this guy named Michael. He's some sort of swinger type. He used to be an ex-tennis player, like a really famous one. Now he's down on his luck, and he's broke, and he lives with his aunt, who is fabulously rich. He's married to this woman named Julia, but he's having an affair with Julia's best friend, Sylvia. Unbeknownst to him, Sylvia and Julia are also having an affair with each other, so Sylvia's gotten a run on both of them. Anyway, he keeps betting money that he doesn't have, and he loses, and he owes a lot of money to bookies and things. So at one point he bets his wife, Julia, and she loses, so she goes off and hangs out with this guy named Howard, who won her in a bet. Meanwhile, Julia has this plan that she wants to get rid of Henrietta. That's Michael's aunt, who is rich. They assume that Michael will inherit all this money then, right? So she gets this guy, Pang, who's this black guy who's like this assistant to Henrietta, to like poison her. She also wants Michael to poison her at one point. Ultimately, it's believed that she's dead. She died from being poisoned. She's being buried. Then at the funeral, Julia says, "I'm divorcing you, Michael, and you're not going to get a penny." I don't know how that would actually work. Of course, we have no idea who's in the will, but Julia's only in this family by marriage, not by birth, like Michael is. So I don't know what her plan exactly was there. But anyway, that's what she said. Meanwhile, Henrietta had this other woman, played by Olivia Pascal. Her name is Peggy. She's been kind of spying on things for Henrietta while this was happening, and she's kind of taken a fancy to Michael as well. Well, ultimately we find out that Julia and Sylvia are having an affair. They plan to be with each other and get all this money. But then all of a sudden, Henrietta shows up alive. It turns out she wasn't dead. It was all a ruse, and she catches Julia and Sylvia together, kicks them out of the house. They never come back. Michael, meanwhile, is trying to stop these white slavers that are stealing these women away, including this woman named Francie, who worked at the house where they live. Francie is having an affair with this other gardener-type guy named Ching, I'm sorry, his name was Ching, and so Ching needed help, and Michael helped him. They went out in the water, and they got this boat. Howard, who had won Julia in that bet, was also part of this white slaver group. Anyway, they jump on this boat, they stop the boat, it's filled with like several dozens of women. They kill this guy named Ming, who was a bad guy. Yeah, there's a Ming, a Ching, and a Pang in this movie. They rescue Francie. Peggy's there, and she helps Michael. Michael and Peggy return to the house with Francie, and they're going to live happily ever after. Julia and Sylvia get away, and they run off, and they're no longer to be seen. We last see them on a boat riding topless. And that's kind of our movie, I guess. I don't know. It was a convoluted thing, but whatever, right? We don't watch it for these deep plot holes, or these plots. Anyway, what we have here is just a lot of naked women running around, and it's great in that respect. Full frontal nudity. There's even full frontal male nudity, actually. B. Fiddler is in this movie. She was in she was also in Joy of Flying, which I'll be reviewing again at some point in the near future. And Olivia Pascal. Nobody else that I really recognize, although I did recognize a couple of faces because I've seen them in other types of films. The music for a lot of this is put out by a guy named Gerhard Heinz. He did a lot of the music from these other movies as well, Melody and Love and like I said, Joy of Flying. So they use a lot of the same songs. But anyway, it's Island of a Thousand Delights. I like this movie. It's just got some sort of charm to me. It's got some nostalgic charm to it as well. Not a great movie by any means, but I'll leave a link down below to the Sex Fever version that you can get on DVD. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. Island of a Thousand Delights. Watch it. Bye.